Good morning, Anne. It is Barbara, and I did my first inner person or inner being yesterday, and I did a voice recording, and then I couldn't upload it. So I'm like, why don't I just do a video recording? I do them anyway. I will walk through my notes of what I actually saw. Interestingly, when I asked who wanted to come forward, um, I got inner mothers, and this was adult. And I then saw um, my inner mothers I saw like a row of heads. That's all I saw were heads, and they had varying different hairstyles, which sort of denoted sort of their ages or generations they came from. So sort of like coiffed hair, and just like. But I saw many of them. I also saw this big green bubble that sort of went around me as sort of I saw it as like protection. Um, and then, as I said, I was seeing just heads. And then the messages I got was when my mother ever spoke badly about me, which was frequently, um, I went and hid, and I went within. And like you described, how we pushed down, I've described that many times, that I just pushed down everything. I just kept pushing it down, pushing it down. Um, so I would hide from the harsh words. I then heard it was a tongue lashing, and then I was seeing forked tongues. Um, I saw snakes in the grass and heard the saying that they were snakes in the grass, which is like not nice people. They were slithering. Um, there were curses and harm wished upon us or upon me from there's a generational curse was what I was feeling. I was also, one of my many curses in this generational chain was infertility, which I did suffer. And venomous words I was seeing sort of things in bubbles, if that makes sense. um, I was also so these when people were doing this, I was also hearing condemned to slither in life, so they became sort of not nice people because of how they spoke. Their words were very venomous. um, but with my going back to my infertility, even though that was a generational curse, I then heard, and I've also had conversations about this, that the galactics actually stepped in. So I actually was in a donor program back in the 70s. I don't have any memories of this, but I've been told that my eggs were donated to produce hybrids. And I actually met one many years ago in a meditation. But the galactics came in and saved my infertility, and I then went on to have my biological son. Um, I've also, in this generational curse, um, I have been betrayed by men, which was a generational curse as well. Um, as I was seeing what could I do, how could I, because I've worked on this before, and I hadn't thought about it as being these inner beings, but I was, as I said, I think I was seeing like images of forked tongues that were sort of moving on their own, snakes in the grass, which I don't like snakes. Um, and so I started to pull up the roots. I literally was pulling up handfuls, and as I was pulling. It just like felt it was going to take forever. And as I pulled up the roots, I then felt very guided to actually fill that hole, which was quite a big hole, as these roots came up, and eventually the last one came up with amber elixir that sort of went down and repaired all of that. So the generational curse had been pulled up. Um, I put all of that, including myself, and all of these inner mothers in this green bubble. as I was pulling up these roots, my solar plexus, I could feel it in there, and I got this sort of wave of nausea. I got very hot, like inside, I felt very hot. Um, and then I sent it in this healing liquid. So I was told to just let it go. So I was in there, all these generational mothers were in this healing bubble with the roots. So everything had been pulled up, put in there, and to let it go. And it would dissipate as it hit the atmosphere. It would just fall back to earth, and not cause any more harm. So that falling, they were talking about like the re-entry. Well, so it was going to go very, very high, and as it fell back into the atmosphere, it would burn up and just sort of like rain down as ash, and then Mother Earth would absorb it. So even though some of the images were not things that I like, but you had warned me that that might happen. So I thought that was interesting that it was the first inner beings were mothers that I needed to heal. And as I said, I know that was a generational thing that I've been working on and have been told about as well. So interesting. I will try and do another one today. I've got a couple of things to do. Excuse me. But I will try and sort of do, like you said, about 10 minutes a day. I'll see. Monday, I'm back at work because I work Monday through Friday, but I'll try and find 10 minutes each day to see if I can, start pulling up more and see where if those inner mothers come back. So it's an interesting process. And like you, I don't have to like do meditation. I can just pull them in. So thank you. And I will keep sending you feedback. So thank you. And let me know if you think I'm not doing that right. But that's literally what came to me, was to get it all, put it into this green bubble and let it go. So thank you. I hope you've got other people doing this, because I'll be interested to see how other people are doing as well. So it's Sunday. Here it is just before midday. So I'll talk to you soon.